Hey guys, so I am now 39 weeks pregnant. I didn't do a video last week because I knew I was going to have her last week, and I kept thinking like, well, I'm going to film it and not be able to edit and upload it, so what's the point? But here I am, 39 weeks and 1 day, and I am still pregnant with my baby girl. A lot actually has happened the past 2 weeks. Week 38, I was kind of down like every single day. I mean, Garrett would stay up till midnight every night, and as soon as it hit midnight, my heart kind of broke a little bit that I wasn't going into labor, and I was actually disappointed, which is so terrible and so sad because I know she'll be ready when she's ready, but I was just really hoping to meet her. Every night I just get my hopes up like, I'm gonna meet her tomorrow, I'm gonna meet her tomorrow, I'm gonna meet her tomorrow, and it just didn't happen. But that's okay. So in week 39, I've been more of, you know, she comes in July, she comes in July, no big deal. Also in week 38, a lot happened week 39, but week 38 I've been doing things to keep me busy because I'm still really tired and exhausted, but I'm more anxious and needing to keep my hands busy so I don't think about it as much. And for all week 38 and some of week 37 and part of week 39, I've had really bad diarrhea and like the pains from it, and my doctor's like, oh, that's just a good labor, whatever. But it finally stopped after I ate like a S-load of watermelon the other day, and I think it was just my GI tract trying to catch up because I have been having contractions. I don't really feel them, which I'll tell you how I know that I'm having contractions in a little bit, but so that was really hard having those pains because they're pretty intense, multiple times a day for 2 weeks. But that has gone now, which I'm really excited about. That it didn't happen at all yesterday, and it hasn't happened today, so I'm happy about that. So symptoms wise, I am so excited that I finally got to feel the baby hiccup. So many people talk about, have you felt your baby hiccup yet? My baby's hiccuping. I'm like, how do you know? But it feels like a little heartbeat, like down wherever their head is. If they're up high, if they're in the breech position, it'll be like under your chest, or if they're sideways, you know, whichever way their head's turning. Mine's been down in my pelvis, and it's really cool to feel that. I was like, what is that feeling? And the doctor explained to me last week that, or the nurse said, she asked me if I've been feeling hiccups. I was like, okay. So recently she started doing this thing where it feels like a heartbeat, like a pulse or whatever, that I can feel from the outside, and it's like it keeps going, and she's like, yep, you're feeling hiccups, congratulations. So I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. I was just so excited. So she's done that quite a bit the past 2 weeks. Heartburn was really bad in week 38, but this week it's like gone down a lot, so I'm thankful of that because that means that the baby's dropping even more. And like I addressed before, like I've been feeling so impatient with her coming, and I say that I've calmed down this week, but I'm still sad that she's not here yet. And the thing is just not knowing when you're just going to drop in pain, or if you're even going to do that, if you're going to gush water everywhere in public, or what's going to happen, what you're going to ruin that you're sitting on. It's just never knowing. It's kind of frustrating, and now that you're at the very end and everybody says it won't be long, if I hear it won't be long one more time, I'm gonna go insane. That is the one thing that has been driving me crazy. But I do know that she's dropped a lot, even though the doctor said she's not fully dropped, like she's still up in there. I've been getting a lot of pains in my skin a lot lower down. I've been getting new stretch marks lower down in my stomach from her moving down, and it's been stretching and pulling, and it's been really uncomfortable. So my stretch marks have really been suffering. Like everyone feels like they're on fire, like someone has a lighter attached to, or like going under all of my stretch marks, and it hurts. And throughout my pregnancy, I haven't really had that itchy of a stomach, like where the stretch marks are supposed to be coming in. Whenever I had eczema in my second trimester, it was pretty bad, but this is like to a whole nother level. Like it burns like it's on fire, and it also is so itchy. And if I accidentally itched it last night in the middle of the night, and I felt like I was ripping my skin open. It was horrible, but it's been like that for the past few weeks. Another thing is I'm not short of breath. My mouth, I just feel like it can't open because it's so swollen, and same with my nose and like my jaw. I just feel like everything is so swollen. So I still talk kind of strange, I feel. And I've been peeing a lot, 5 times a night, even if I don't let myself have a beverage like a few hours before I go to bed. I'm still getting up in the middle of the night at least 5 times, and like the most for me has been 3 in the past. So yes. I've been having a lot of Braxton Hicks contractions where my uterus just tightens really hard and it just feels like a bulging just feels like a rock. And yeah, so it hasn't been painful. Those haven't. I've had a few painful ones where it's like the deep cramps in my back, my lower stomach, and things of that nature, but I think they're just all Braxton Hicks. Another thing too is my sciatic nerve has been driving me crazy. Like as soon as I stand up from anywhere, she's putting so much pressure down on my pelvis and on my lower back that it's just so unbearable. I'll stand up and just like, ugh, and I'll be frozen there. I'm like, Garrett! I just scream for him to come help me. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. Every time I get up in the middle of the night, I get up and I stop and I freeze and I have to hold my back and put pressure so I can at least make it to the bathroom. And so that's been interesting. And swelling is probably one of the last things. My hands, as you can see, the redness and stuff, they're constantly swollen. This one right here is the one that goes to sleep most of the time. My fingertips are always swollen now, which is really annoying. I drop so many things. I can't touch anything. When I do my hair, it's like it was a pain. It took a while to like braid this. That was interesting. But you know, I get through. It's not much longer. Look at me. I'm one of the people that say it's not much longer, but yeah, so my hands are constantly swollen. My feet are constantly swollen. My ankles have been going down every single day, but my feet have been staying fat and have been staying swollen, but my ankles, like right now, they're big because I've been sitting in the chair editing videos, and I've been sitting in this chair filming for you guys a few videos. I've been getting swollen a lot easier, like all the way up my legs as soon as my feet. The other day I literally got out of bed after my legs being propped up for a few hours after I woke up, got in the car, just threw on like some basic pajama like clothes, drove to pick up coffee with Garrett to bring it to my sister to go hang out with her for a little bit, and I was only over there for like 30 minutes and we came straight back home, and I was swollen all the way up to my thighs. My calves and knees were ginormous. I got out of the car, Garrett was walking behind me. He's like, oh my god, babe, your calves are huge. And then he went and I had on a pair of his shorts and he looked at my legs. He's like, baby, you gotta get in that bed and like prop yourself up. So he put like a bunch of pillows up to prop up my legs. So there's that. I have one pair of shoes that I can wear, and they're like this black plaid Ralph Lauren Converse looking shoe that I got at Ross's years and years ago, but they're the only ones that fit me. The laces are completely undone and my big old sausage feet just like fit right in there perfectly. They're starting to get tight though, so we'll see how long that lasts. Django just like gets every single shoe that I wear for a long period of time. I'll take them off. I'll be so tired I won't think to put them in my closet or in a box or somewhere you can't get them. So fun adventures time actually happened yesterday. Nothing really too exciting throughout the week, but yesterday I got a scare and my doctor is closed on Tuesdays, and that just drives me crazy because it's, why would you be closed throughout the week and there's no way to get in touch with her or her nurses or anything when they're off or on the weekend. They close early on Fridays. Anyways, I had slept most of the day. I ended up waking up at like 11:30 to make sure I ate something, went back down and woke up at 2:30 and ate again. And usually her kicks are so strong that they'll wake me up in the middle of like my sleeping cycle, or wake me up in the middle of the night, or whenever I'm taking a nap. I'll always wake up with her because she's very like aggressive with her movements and she's very active. But that day I felt her hiccup in the morning between like 5 and 8 in the morning, and then I felt her arch her back around lunchtime, around 12, like in the front of my stomach. Like I thought it felt like it was Braxton Hicks contraction because it was so tight, but the sides of my uterus were still really soft, but the front where her back is right now, it was really, really hard. And so when I woke up at 2:30, I was like, it's just strange that I haven't really felt her. So I drank a Pepsi, laid on my left side, and turned off everything in the house and just sat there and concentrated for an hour to feel her. And she got up to 7 the first time, and there were very, very faint movements. So Garrett got home and I did the second one with fruit punch. You're supposed to drink something really sugary to get her moving a little bit. And so I did the same thing. I only got 6 that time, and I did a third time and I only got 6. But they were very, very low, light movements, and that freaked me out because she's usually like really, really active. So me and Garrett decided to call the emergency room at our hospital, and they got us in contact with the nurse on staff, or the on-call nurse, and she told me to go ahead and come in and get everything checked out. So I came in, they hooked up a monitor to monitor my contractions and one to monitor her heart rate. As soon as they put it on her, it started going. It was like ranged from 130 all the way up to 180. Like, it kept going up and down, which apparently that's normal because she was so active, but she's in a position where I can't feel her as much. But I saw on the thing that she was moving a lot. But okay, first they have like a tier of her heartbeat, then under that it's an AKG, by the way, and underneath it has dots, and every dot is when the thing feels her move. And then under that were my contractions. And so I was averaging about 6 contractions an hour, which I didn't feel the first couple. I started finally feeling them when I started feeling something like tightening down there, and I would look over like, oh, so that's what a contraction feels like. So now I'm pretty more in tune to what my contractions feel like. And every time she would have like a bunch of dots beside each other, that's when I could feel her. But when it was like a dot, a few seconds later dot, a few seconds later dot, I couldn't feel that at all. So we ended up being there for like 3 hours. We had like our hospital bags, we had the dogs all situation, we had everything situated and ready to go if they were to induce me, if I was going to have emergency C-section or whatever. And when I got in there too, my heart rate was like really, really high, or yeah, my heart rate. And so they were concerned about that, but they're like, you're probably anxious, which probably was the fact. I was still, after I'd calmed down and everything, and they checked it like 5 times within a 3-hour period, I usually range, but the highest I've been at the doctor has been 120/80, and that's always been really good. It's always been like 115, you know, something like that. And this time it was like 137/90, I think, which is still good range, but it's been a lot higher than it normally is, and I was very calm and relaxed. But anyways, baby's safe. They did an ultrasound. There's nothing wrapped around her, nothing. It was funny because like he was having to chase her, and he's like, you really don't feel that? I was like, I don't feel anything. But then she would like jump out of my skin, and I'm like, oh, I felt that. I was like, yeah, because she just tried to like jump out of you. I was like, it's crazy that it takes that much for you to feel. And I was like, I know, it just kind of concerned me because I always feel her with that much movement. And yeah, so anyways, she's completely healthy, everything's fine, but I am going to ask to be induced this week. Yeah, because it's just getting so uncomfortable. I'm so ready to meet her, and I'm just, the waiting is driving me and Garrett crazy. Garrett was so sad yesterday. He was like, you know, is it sad that I'm kind of bummed out when we left the hospital? I really thought I was going to meet her today or tomorrow. And I was like, yeah, me too, but they just weren't that concerned to induce me or anything like that. It's just not time for us to meet her yet. So we've been coping with that. But I think it's just normal. Everybody, when it gets to the end, it's just like, enough is enough. I want to meet my baby. So that was the excitement, but I am going to the doctor today at 4. Alright guys, that is everything for my update. If I do have the baby, I will be posting it up on Instagram. That's the fastest way you're going to find out. So if you want to follow me on there, you can do that. Or follow my husband. His link's down there too. He might be the first one to put it up on his. We don't know. Yeah. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you all very much. And good luck to those of you out there who are still pregnant and who are in the home stretch. I feel your pain. Yes, it's very interesting how hard it gets at the very end. I never thought I'd be this anxious to meet her. But anyways, guys, I love you all very, very much. And I'll talk to you later. Bye. So today I'm going to be doing my 37-week pregnancy update, and part of me knew that I would make it this far. The whole time